what happens with our other two? One of them being guided and another one being goaded.
Hey.
Robbie. Not Robbie. Rod.
Yes.
A goat lady is talking to you and suggesting she's been sent by Jessie Lou and a hero who I believe Christabel has an affiliation to, I believe in.
I was actually thinking about that because I was at that hermitage for a long time, and I was thinking that because of the this thing I was planning to do with putting my checks into the control power, whatever it is, where you can talk to animals and command animals. I was thinking of connecting it to that and just saying that this isn't all an outgrowth of all the time that I spent in nature. It's kind of I always could do this. I just haven't been doing it for some reason. Like, you know what I mean?
Could be good.
But yeah, so I think she does have sort of it's been a while, but she does have sort of a deep connection to Jessie Lou through the animal empathy track. And just general natural. Anyway, so I'll listen to the goat lady.
Cool. So she's Jessie Lou led me to you. I need your help. There's been a kidnapping, and I know you're the sort of finding people.
A lot of that going around. Who's missing?
You've seen the camps, the hill folk refugees. There's a load of people here, and with that there comes a lot of accidents and trouble and death of orphans, and I've been looking after them. And one of them, Hallie, has gone missing. Someone took her. There was a giant that stole her away. I prayed to Jessie Lou, and she led me to you.
Oh boy. I will definitely be on the lookout for a giant. I'm just trying to think. Is there any more you can tell me? Where can I contact you with?
You should come and talk to her brother. Her brother saw
what's going on.
He says you should come and talk to her brother. He saw it happen. Maybe he can tell you more.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I have a lot going on right now, but I will talk to her brother, and I have to catch up to my friends right now because they have a problem. And where do I find this brother? Do you want to come with me? And then we can go with her brother together?
Ask around the camps. Anyone can tell you where to find Marion.
Okay, I'll do that. Marion?
You do come and find me now, don't you?
I will come and find you.
And he disappears around the tree, and you hear goats who's popping away.
All right, now I have to go find Shining Star again.
Okay. Right, Ron.
Never getting out of this town.
Shining Star, you were with hidden away with
yes, with Moon's Glow, and the point now is to get out of here and go to the Grove of Dana.
Okay.
However, I'm happy to see what happens with Robbie.
I was just going to have a few rolls to see how easily.
Oh, okay.
Shining Star.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just so we know where you're left.
Excellent. So tell me what I need to roll.
Or am I?
You rolled stealth and you were passively hidden, as I recall.
Correct.
So.
Oh, yeah. I have both
Oh.
search and track, and of course alertness.
I feel like they're not far enough away for it to need to be tracking.
Okay.
So how about an alertness roll to see if you, as you stop attending your conversation with Marion, whether you,
Oh, did we need to?
I
wrap
just said
up?
no, that's fine. I mean, as you end the conversation, you've given her the brush off
Right.
/ promise to go and find her.
Well, I rolled an awesome for my alertness, so
Excellent.
finally things
Here
are
we
finally
are.
looking up.
Here we are.
Spot
We're over
your-
here.
What your friend?
Gee, I wonder where Christabel is. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get the pleasure of splitting you all up.
All right, then. Well, I'm going to say the best thing for us to do is to go to this Grove of Dana. That's where we need to go, and that's it for us.
Yes, Robbie.
Yes.
That's fine.
You were having out-of-body experience in the shop of Max, the brownie apothecary. Could have called him something else. Which lets the universe, in some possibly positive way, you know.
Yeah, and I think what would go through Girl's mind is this: if Taryn, if the guidance is to follow Taryn, and my last memory of Taryn was burying him, and now we have a dead body that's been brought in need of burial, which would be Sunfox.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Girl puts together is that, this seems to be me to perhaps be the one to find a burial place for Sunfox.
That seems like a thing that could happen.
Don't say it's in the Grove of Dana,
Really good.
which is
you
incredibly
probably need-
appropriate.
I guess you'd probably need to talk to Max and Remus to see what they think about what will be awaiting.
I mean, he is an elf.
So,
Yeah,
you're chatting to those two, I guess?
Yeah, I would say that, dealing with the body of Sunfox is obviously of prime importance. I mean, it would be awful to for somebody to come here, for the wrong kind of person to come here and find the body of this elf, and I will volunteer myself to be the one to take on this burden.
Okay, give me a charm roll.
That should go well.
It's passable.
So, is kind of propped up against the wall. He's slightly slurring his words. He's still under the influence, but he's like, it was your friends that killed him. It was the least you can do. Maybe he was my friend. You didn't know him. Not saying no. And Max
I
is
need
kind of
another
looking
roll
between
to
you.
get out of it.
Blackboard.
That's what's going on here. Yeah.
Yes. But be convinced. And you made a lot of sense with your appeal to that they can't sit here with a dead body forever. Sunfox as the young performer who wowed the city and had all these and Remus goes off on a little reverie about the time he saw Sunfox perform audience were
all flash and propaganda, no substance.
But if you want to follow up with a sincerity roll to see if you can convince
Jimmy Page was the talent in that band, man.
Okay, so yeah, I think so I guess with I'll make the sincerity roll. I mean, I'm also going to be kind of trying to get a sense of where they feel the best under the circumstances, where the best burial place would be for Sun Fox. So I'll give my sincerity. My sincerity is not particularly high. 99.
Wow.
So I think that would be awesome. Good.
Excellent. Right. So yes, they're more convinced. They're shared. Tears are shed. Memories of Sun Fox and how he cast aside the sort of elvish society and joined the outlaws, and he'd surely want to be buried in an outlaw fashion out in the hills. And
so not in the Grove of Dana, thank God. That actually would
not in the Grove of Dana.
Would have been very fine for purposes of reuniting the party, and very, very, very bad otherwise.
And
so
tempting though it was, no, they remember nights out under the stars, and particularly south of the city, edges of the desert, where the grapes grow, and there's a little grove where Remus remembers him saying that they should bury him there.
Yeah, and I think during this, Girl would also briefly share, her burial of Taryn, and that kind of tragic event. And, given the circumstances, Remus is in no shape to carry the body out there. And certainly being out in the wilderness is my terrain. And so I would Girl would say I would be happy to shoulder the burden and take Sun Fox out as he wished to bury him in the grove.
And Remus is like, yes, we should head off as soon as possible. He's not taking the hint that he's not. But it sounds like you're going to you have a plan.
Yeah, I'm assuming Remus. I mean, he's been healed, but he's still in I would assume bad shape still.
He's in a bit of bad shape. He is not as badly injured as it first appeared when he had a large crossbow bolt sticking up him.
Poor Remus. What kind of jerk would shoot a man who was so recently recovered?
But he's been tended to very successfully by yourself. So he's not. But he's he might be able to stand up and walk about if he wasn't quite so drunk and drugged at the moment. And of course, Max says, of course, I'm sure the other outlaws will help too. What happened to them?
The girl's account would be that they attempted a raid on a warehouse, but that something happened that caused them to disperse. And that in the chaos of that, I made my way back here but I don't know what exactly the status is now of the outlaw ban.
And Max says they surely won't come back here. It's too exposed. Remus, where would they meet up? And Remus is not coherent enough to have a good answer to that. So, yes, for now you are on your own, guys. Right.
I think what Girl ultimately is going to look to do here is I'm going to look for my opportunity to take the body by myself out of the out of Max's apothecary shop and try to make my way down to that south gate by myself.
Remus is in no shape to object or stop you because he's with nothing else apart from being wounded and drugged drunk. Max has, I imagine at some point will go to sleep. So you can try and leave the house with a large body without waking either of them, if that's what you want to do. Are you just carrying Sunfox slung over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Or have you got another plan?
I mean, have I noticed if Max has any kind of a cart or anything like that, or a wagon or anything?
You don't see one outside the front of the shop from when they brought Sunfox in. So presumably not.
Yeah. So I think what I would try to do is take Sunfox with a large blanket, and when I get out on the street, I would try to kind of sneak out of the shop with the body on the street if I'm able to in the early morning hour find a wagon or something like that I could put the body in with the blanket over it. I would do that to help me and try to secretly, quietly make my way down to that southern gate.
Okay, cool. I'll get a stealth roll from you to get things sorted out, bodies rolled up in rugs, maybe nice hand-woven oriental nomad carpets, and out of the shop.
I had a good roll for that, for the stealth.
Okay. There's this moment where you bang what may be the feet or head of Sunfox against something and rolls over in his sleep. Make it outside. If you want to try and find an abandoned or unobserved wagon that you can borrow, give me a search roll, but it's going to be at a -1.
Okay. I'm looking for one that would one that a person or human, could roll along.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I got a great roll on my search.
Okay. Apparently people leave wagons or hand carts around all the time. So, wealthy city, people don't need to lock things up because normally
it's like umbrellas, you just leave them.
Normally outlaws are not roaming the streets murdering people. It's just tonight. So, you've got kind of a hand push cart thing. It's a bit bigger than a wheelbarrow, but that sort of thing, which you can certainly have Sunfox wrapped up in the front of. As you walk through the early morning streets of Smith City towards the south gate. I am intrigued to find out what happens when you get to the gate, but I'm wondering if, looking at the time and given the technical challenges, we'll visit that next time.
Yeah, I was looking forward to getting to the Grove finally, but I think I'd rather be fresh for it.
Yeah.
So, and I will
We do need checks, though.
Yeah.
Yes, people should make checks. For everyone putting it with the stress of that, everyone gets 3 bonus inspiration.
Let's do a little bit of recon then.
And
A
then
lot of stuff happened. There just wasn't. Sadly, nobody tried to murder anybody. So
We had quite a bit of that recently.
Is it 5 checks for to gain a magic skill?
you need to save up 5 checks to do that. So if you have,
Okay. So I will go ahead and do that to get control. And
cool.
And does that come in at the governing skill level?
It comes in at half the associated base skill, I believe. But I will just check that so I don't do you out of anything.
Yeah, I think it is at half. I was taking a look at that before this session.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Inspiration.
my control comes in at 8. And I do have a check on empathy. And let's see, I rolled really well, so I do not increase my...
Typically of
Yeah, and Ross, I'm gonna use because I had saved my checks from last time, so I have 6 of them now, so I'm going to use 5 of those for the spell, and I'll do it for divination.
Ooh, okay.
And that leaves me 1 left over, so I can just apply that to another one and roll to see if I get a better. Is that right? If I had 6 to spend, I spent 5 for the spell, and then I have 1 that I can assign somewhere else and roll to see if it will.
You can assign it to anything.
I guess I'll try fate, see if I can continue to. Unfortunately, I don't think that will work. Oh, so, actually, it just does. So my fate will get another point of increase.
Yeah. I have not increased either lie or sanity, and sanity is already really high, so that was cool. But I did, however, manage to increase my sincerity and my head. I feel my little head feels naked with its crappy little defensive roll, and I keep tossing in more and more and more just so that I'm sort of pre-armoring myself against headshots. So, kind of looking forward to that.
Did you also roll for your awesome for alertness at some point? And we'll get a check for that.
For who? Rod.
Me? Oh, yeah. No, it was for empathy, but I did the roll for that. And oh, no, you're right. I did check alertness. Oh, okay. I need to do it. Thanks for reminding me.
You ought to get something from it. It's all it'll let you do. Otherwise, just
wow. I rolled 100. So
nope, no good on that one. Yeah.
Right.
It's so frustrating because I have the 2 dice. So you see the 0 come up first, and you're.
I know. Yeah.
So I will make certain I send out something about how spells work.
Okay. Sure.
Before we meet again, because exciting spell casting. I hope people had a good time despite the technical difficulties.
No, it worked out fine.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm liking the fact that all of us, I mean, this felt like our time when we said, let's embrace the technicalities of the system and see where it pops us. Where will our roles take us as a big part of what we do?
I think it is interesting, although it can get kind of intellectually exhausting for Ross, I would suspect. Always having to come up with...
Well, especially when we do things like interrogate and deal with Bionis and things where Ross has to make shit up, like on the fly, again and again, or figure out how to articulate shit based on what he knows. So, I don't know. Ross, what do you say?
I'm trying to avoid making too much stuff up on the fly.
Right.
I have, you can't see this because I haven't got my camera. I have little note cards where I've written each character.
We've seen the note cards in that photo you sent.
Oh yeah, I noticed that photo.
Mhm.
So mostly I am, well, not making huge amounts up on the spot for everything. Although I will admit I had some stuff prepared for what Morning Star would do, but just throwing his hands up and saying, "Fine, just do what I want you to do, and I will go away." Was kind of,
Works for me,
Yeah,
man, because
He got
I was out of
pushed
options with that guy. Is all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
Like,
Cool.
I did.
I'm also having got hundreds of note cards. It's quite nice to see some more of them appear and things happen. So that was good. Even if it did feel like I was throwing things randomly at you at the end there, Rod.
No, that's all right.
No, it was time for the goat. I could figure there was Ross. You said time for the goat. The goat's been waiting for a while. It's time for the goat. I get that. Yeah.
It's just one of the many things I wrote down. Thought throw Rod a bone.